Highly narcissistic people can be incredibly sinister. This video talks about the scariest things that narcissists do. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. I'm a survivor of a narcissistic relationship. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you find all of my latest videos about narcissism. Number 1, abandon their kids. Narcs can and absolutely will walk away from their kids without a second thought. Some don't fight for visitation, don't fight for custody. Some won't even send a check every month unless they're dragged into court and forced to be a parent, quote unquote. I know this because it happened to me. My dad left when I was 15, had no idea where he went. He didn't fight for visitation, didn't fight for custody, didn't want it, didn't ask for it. Didn't call, didn't write, didn't do a damn thing. He sent the check, but only because he knew my mom would have got him if he didn't. So he wisely chose to skip the battle that would have happened. The 2 or 3 times I did talk to him in the aftermath, he never apologized, never told me it had nothing to do with me, it wasn't my fault, never said he was happy to see me or looked forward to seeing me, nothing. He walked away and really, he never looked back. And I know that I'm not alone in this. This happens all the time. I'm not sure how people can have kids in this world and willingly and almost happily even not care about where they are, what they're doing, how they're doing, are they okay? Nothing. And all I can really chalk this up to is, I guess when you're so far up your own ass, you don't really care where anyone is. Number 2, destroying your reputation. Narcissists will always run smear campaigns. Most of the time, nobody really pays them much attention, or people know that the narc is very dramatic and they don't pay them much mind. There are plenty of times, though, when a narcissist can cause folks to turn their back on you. They can get other people to not want to have anything to do with you, grow distant from you, maybe even avoid you altogether. They can get people fired from their jobs, removed from their homes, get victims' own friends and family to turn away from them, even get this person's own children to not want to deal with them. They can drag your name through the mud, give you a very poor reputation in your community, your house of worship, your workplace, and everything else if they want to, and they're persuasive enough to do so. In some cases, narcissists can even lie to authorities, take out restraining orders on you, tie you up in court, and truly, if they work hard enough, they can cause you to have the appearance of an absolute monster. If you'd like to talk with me one-on-one, you can send an email to bookachatwithjess@gmail.com, or you can visit my website and get all the information there. And all of this is available, of course, on the screen now and down in the video description for you. Number 3, gaslighting into insanity. If you're gaslighted constantly and consistently, this can bring a person to the brink of complete insanity. Victims will begin to walk around and feel as if they're highly toxic. They are highly abusive. They are narcissistic, among other things. Victims will feel that they're the issue, they have severe emotional problems, and the like. The entirety of your reality will come into question. Some might wonder, is this abusive person really even abusive? Are we making it all up? Are we imagining things? What's right? What's wrong? And it causes unbelievable confusion. Gaslighting can make a person believe that maybe their expectations of others are too high. They're the ones with the problems. They're the ones that want everything, and they carry that with them into new relationships, dooming things with a new person before they even start. Gaslighting is one of the worst things a narcissist can do to a person emotionally. And if you've been with any degree of a narc, you've more than likely suffered somewhat, some form, some degree of gaslighting. Number 4, manipulation goes entirely too far. Mix manipulation with a narcissist's power of persuasion, and this can lead to an incredible double whammy. Add in some love bombing, a growing trauma bond, and an empath, and boom, this is a recipe for disaster. And this is something I've experienced myself. I've read about things like this in the comments of my videos. I've heard this from clients I've worked with over the years. Something to the effect of, the narcissist caused me to do things I wouldn't normally do. They might say something like, this person had me believing it was okay to do certain things. I needed to do these things. I needed to be okay with these actions. I've heard things like, I'm not like that. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't behave this way. I've never done anything like this before. I can't believe how out of control I was. I've heard and read and seen every one of those statements over the last almost 5 years. This can lead to dire consequences. A narcissist might, for example, pull you into their addictions. They might drink, do drugs, gamble, maybe suffer from another really dangerous addiction, and have you doing it right alongside them in no time at all. People have absolutely developed drinking problems, drug problems, and other similar issues because the narcissist, of course, wants a partner in crime, and they chose you. They might work an isolation angle. They can get you so ramped up, so agitated, so worked up that you will lash out at your own friends and family and choose to break away. You actually end up isolating yourself because they're telling you to. They can convince you that it's a good idea, of course, to do all things illegal, steal, lie, cheat, and in some cases, they can convince you to do even worse. A narcissist might ask you to do something that puts your job at risk, depending on what you do for a living. Also, that could put you in danger financially. They might choose other ways to put you in danger financially. And they don't care because they're already doing these things. They want what they want. And the consequences for you, well, those are consequences for you. It has nothing to do with them. The euphoria of the love bombing and that need to keep riding the high because we're so addicted has caused so many survivors, myself included, to do things that under normal circumstances we wouldn't be caught dead doing. This is so scary. This is so dangerous. It's absolutely terrifying. Number 5, continue on hurting people. Narcissists are never going to stop doing what they're doing. They'll move from one relationship to the next, friendship to friendship, relationship to relationship, host to host, like the leeches they are, causing all kinds of damage and then moving on with their life. I've often called a narcissist a tornado. They drop down and touch people's lives, causing all kinds of mayhem and destruction. Some people they hurt worse than others. There's no rhyme or reason to it or for it. And all of a sudden, again without warning, they're gone, they're not coming back, they never turn back, and they're completely unaware of what they've left in their wake. What do you feel is the scariest thing that narcs are capable of doing? Share with me down in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.